Hi, Pete Moore, Gunmark TV, and I suppose you could pull this part 3 of the Tikka T1x, where we go above and beyond. Here's the T1x action, 20-inch 2.2 rimfire, scoped up with the Britannia rail and the moderator on. Fine. We've had it in the synthetic stock, which we all know about, which is this one, which I've shown you with all the bits and bobs on it, which is great. That's about as far as you can take this, as I said before. However, you can move further forward. As the T3 and the T1x are such popular rifles these days, there are a host of accessories that we've seen. But the next step up, if you're looking for a gun to shoot longer range, is not a better stock, but a more suitable stock. So we have here, all the way from Norway, the GRS, which is Grodus rifle stocks, Bifrost. It is a stock and not a chassis system, made of a sort of heavy-duty rigid polymer. I'll just go through the features first. This is for the T3. So I said in the original part 1 video that the T3 T3 rifle, the action, should we say the footprint, the platform, call it what we will, this is a full-size centerfire action. So it drops into anything that accepts the T3. It has rubber inserts here and here for gripping. It comes with 2 Picatinny rails that can be moved from underneath to the side. One here, one under the butt, which is good for a monopod, or you take it off, it's good for riding a bag. I've got Harris bipod on the QD stud under there. Probably the most amazing thing about the GRS is its pistol grip. If you can look here, it's perhaps unless you, if you look at the grip, it seems to be offset to one side, and it is. It's offset by 6 degrees, which doesn't seem a lot, but when you get on, perhaps you can see it better here. If you follow the line of the stock, you can see it really sits proud out. So when you are in the aim, your hand is pushed out rather than sort of being pushed like that because of the stock. Because it's already pushed this way, you have a much more natural rifle, a much more natural grip. Plus you can have a thumb up hold as well, or a thumb across, and it gives you a very good position on the trigger. It's also fully adjustable by the comb. These big push button adjusters, speed lock 2s. You press them, it goes up and down. You adjust it, and then when you set to your height, you push it back. The only thing I have found with these is that because it's slotted, you have to position the speed lock just right, otherwise it won't lock in. It's not a problem, it's just the way it is. You have to fiddle with it. So that's comb. Same principle applies. Length of pull, quite generous, as I think you'll agree. Again, you click them in, and even better, fine tuning, is the butt pad. It rotates left and right, so you can position it in the pocket, and you can pull it out, and it slides up and it slides down. I've never done a lot with this in the old days, but I've got one of these GRSs on my Creedmoor rifle, and I found by positioning the butt pad like that, it sits beautifully in the shoulder pocket, and it's just so natural. Again, combined with this 6-degree angled out grip, you have probably one of the finest holes in a rifle I've ever had. So that's it. Because this is made for the T3, it's also made for the Tikka T1x. Fitting is quite easy. There's a couple little caveats though. When you take the trigger guard off of the rifle, of the standard stock, there's a small plastic pin that shoots up there. It's about 1/2 inch long, and it goes into a hole in the back of the action void. When I first put this on this, I couldn't get the pistol grip on, the floor plate on, because GRS don't do a hole for it. It's not a problem, but now I just trimmed it off, and it doesn't make a damn bit of difference to the rifle and shooting at all. Also, with the fact this is made for the T3, there was an issue where the pin that holds the bolt catch, that one there, on the T3, was coming out under recoil in this stock, not in the original stock, because basically the original stock, it had like a little shelf cut in which bottomed out the pin. It doesn't happen here, but GRS include a thing which is like a little polymer plate that it clips over this this pin here, and it stops it from moving. It's like an anti-rotation, anti-dropout pin. However, on the T1x, if you look very closely, you can see the pin is splined. I don't know if you can see that there, but it's like slots in the pin, and it's obviously driven in. And I was concerned because I was worried about I couldn't get the little polymer plate that GRS supply. I rang up GRS and spoke to the Oscar Haugen, the MD, and he said the issue with the T3 and the little plate is only for the T3, it's not the T1x, so there's no need to bother with it. But it's just worth bearing in mind because it will be in there, and if you're confused, just put it to one side. Right, fitting is easy. The action drops in. You can see like that. And as we can also see, the free float is ridiculously generous. I could drive my Land Rover around this gap, it's so damn big, which is great. So the barrel is not affected at all, it's completely free floating. Turn the rifle over gently. Trigger guard, you've got to fiddle the trigger in, push it down like that, make sure it's all clamped together. Longer bolt goes to the rear, shorter one to the front, and hopefully this is all sorted. And then you wind them in like so. You just do them hand tight to start with. There's thoughts on the torque setting of this. Tikka recommend 40 to 44 inch-pounds for the plastic floor plate. You can also get a metal floor plate, and I think that is 60 inch-pounds. I've been on the net a few times. I know a guy who's got one of these things, and he says 35 inch-pounds works for him. Sorry, inch-pounds, not foot-pounds. If I said foot-pounds, I apologise. I've been mucking around with mine, and in both stocks, the synthetic and this one, I found that 40 inch-pounds works for me. So just bear that in mind. So I'll just set it up. That's in newtons. Right, there I am. Okay, we've cinched these down with a hand tool. Now we're going to torque them up. These are obviously is a torque wrench, so this is going to click when it hits the right weight. Hear that click? Same for this one. That means both bolts are set to the required amount. Then just do it again just to make sure. So it's click, click. Okay, there we are. They're both set up, and the pulley's the same and even, but you can muck about between, from what I can make out, 35 to 44 inch-pounds. Just fiddle with it, but don't go crazy because it's a plastic floor plate. As you can see, you have a completely different stock system. This is set up for prone supported work. I can adjust this easily about as is, the head position about right. Length ball's about right. If you look, you can see the butt pad is angled in my shoulder, and it's pulling right into the pocket, and it feels very, very natural. So that's the GRS. There's a stock called the Oryx, which is a chassis system rather than the stock. This is from Highland Outdoors. They also bring the Oryx in. They haven't got the Oryx at the moment. However, they'll be getting one in to look at. But so if you want to take it a stage further, then this is the sort of kit you can. But it does, I think it does improve the rifle for longer range work. And it's really down to you, because these are thick under 500 pounds. Nothing wrong with that. But it really depends how far you want to go investing in a rifle. But yeah, okay. GRS Bifrost. Overall, very, very nice. Also fit the T3. Also fit a range of rifles. It's not just about the T1x today. So if you fancy a different stock, then this is worth looking at. Again, support the site. Comment if you like it. Tell your friends. And if you need anything else, pete.moore@acefield.co.uk. Stay shooting.